My friend's been playing NieR Automata recently, and it's a game I wanted him to play for a long time. And every time I hear about the game or watch someone play it, I have like new life realization and I get the new appreciation for the game. Like recently I installed it myself to just like practice combos. Honestly, the game is absolute masterpiece. Like he finished ending A, so you know what's coming if you played the game. But for me, at some point I'll probably have to like do either a gameplay or a review, and you have these videos telling you that it is a masterpiece. So there's really just no point for me to make a video because you already know that the game is a masterpiece. But I've been thinking about like the characters and their fight and their purpose. It's a buzzword recently, like purpose, find your purpose. The thing that I was thinking about that was standing out for me the most was to pick your own fights and to fight your own fights. Like 2B and NieR had to fight in a war that began like 53,000 years before they even got created. And you know, the themes of the game about like glory to mankind and the meaninglessness of everything. It just gave me this realization that you don't have to fight in the war that your ancestors started. You don't have to fulfill your parents' will, or you don't actually own anything to anyone, because just like 2B, NieR and literally any other android, we've been put on this earth for literally no reason, and those two were fighting for a world that they don't even know how it looked like. The world they were living in was filled with robots and basically destroyed, although for them was it destroyed because it was the reality they've been living in for centuries at this point. And because of that, like, they didn't even know how it looked like before. And it's the same for us. Like, the world we live in now is filled with internet and just, well, blatant stupidity too. But we don't know the world before. Majority of us weren't in the times without phones. Majority of us didn't have like Spartan routines where you had to get up at like 4 AM. Like when I hear stories from old people about how it used to be, like majority of these stories are like, yeah, it used to be like that, where we were just eating shit, drinking from fucking bottles, and that was our life or something. For me, it's like, seriously though? My swimming teacher told me how she just used to be in this like camp and it was raining 24/7 and they had to swim there too, and they were forced to do so. But when I will have to go to the camp because the college needs me to, it's gonna be like, oh, if it's like slightly raining, you're not going into the water. Like, we have it easy, man. And yeah, that's the world we live in now, where everything just is easier, like a lot, because I suck at swimming, and if someone wanted me to go into cold ass water at fucking 7 AM, like, I'm not doing that. You don't have to wonder how it was back in the good old days in like, I don't know, early 2000s or something. Like, this is the world we live in now, and this is our reality that we actually have to accept rather than fight with our own might, because it's meaningless to fight it. Because even if we do so, like, it changes nothing. Just like in NieR Automata, where their fight was literally just pointless. For me, NieR Automata has like two themes, where you have this grand scheme where, you know, the humanity and all the like war and shit, and then you have this like small scale with 2B, NieR, Adam and Eve. Like, their story is just a speck, this entire war. And all this got me thinking about this, as I said previously, buzzword purpose. Honestly, I personally think that your purpose is to not have one at all. At least not have one that somebody else shoved it to you. Like 2B and NieR, where their purpose was to fight for Earth and make humans live on it again. But as you progress to the story, it turns out it was all meaningless. Then you have the character of A2, who basically disconnected herself from Yorha. And What was her purpose? Like, she didn't have to fight any war. She didn't have to, I don't know, like, report to the commander or something. She was just wandering to the earth and appreciating its beauty. Even in her last moments, she realizes how beautiful the earth is. Because despite that it's destroyed, despite that it's not taken over by humans, she gets it. She just gets it, that it never was her fight to fight for this earth, because it was perfect anyway. At least that's how I see it right now, because every time I play this game, it shifts my entire perception of life and world. And then you have the machines that were basically disconnected from their network, because aliens actually didn't exist by the point 2B and 9S were fighting the war against them. And because of that, their purpose to fight humans was non-existent too. So they decided to imitate humans. Like, they tried to breed, they tried to like do everything that humans did, and they yearned for the new purpose that they had to give to themselves on their own, and eventually losing their minds. And it might be just Yoko Taro's interpretation of purpose, but I agree with it. We're just like robots. You search for it, you think about it, you literally lose your mind over it just to have slightest idea why you're in this world. But honestly, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to figure it out. It was never your purpose to figure it out, because you don't have to fight the fights that somebody put onto you. Again, you don't owe anything to anyone, don't need to give anything to anyone. Your entire existence is just yours. And thinking about this purpose and improving towards it will only make you more insane. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do anything with your life, but what I'm saying is that you should be content with everything that happens to you. And it might sound depressing, but your entire purpose, in my opinion, is for you to just keep living till you're dead. Just appreciate the world we live in now. But once you realize the beauty of this reality that we live in, because we can't change it, we can only appreciate it, only then you will get how life is truly beautiful, just like A2 did. Although it was too late for her to realize it. Or maybe, on the other hand, we only realize it when we're close to death. Because, as I was saying in my previous videos, it's hard to appreciate life when the next day will come anyway. It's hard to treat yourself right when you know that tomorrow you can still overtrain and just burn the calories you ate today. And it's hard to appreciate life when it just throws bricks at you. And I think this realization awaits for all of us. And as I said, maybe in time of our death. So this might sound even more depressing, but just our purpose is to die. But at the same time, appreciate the beauty of life.